Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday. Welcome back. We are on candle review number 2 currently. I mentioned in my first video today that we would be doing 3 different candle reviews today. As you know, the holidays are quickly approaching and I have a ton of holiday candles that I purchased to review. And, oh man. Thanksgiving is coming, so I need to get to burning and reviewing a little bit faster than I currently am. I wish there were more days in the week. Well, I wish there were more days in the weekend, really, is what I wish. But anyway, here we are. Let's talk about Bath and Body Works cookies with Santa. Okay. I'm going to start out this review by saying I love this fragrance. That being said, this is not anything special. This is not anything unique. This is not an earth-shattering cookie scent. This is very basic, guys. But if you know me, you know that I love and appreciate a good, solid, basic vanilla cookie type fragrance, and this gives me those vibes in spades. It is a delicious scent. It is not without its burning issues, and we will get to those because I swear every Bath and Body Works candle video that I do, there's some ups, there's some downs, there's a lot. So let's get into it. Okay, first off, do love the label on this one, and I love the way that the flame looks like the fireplace is going in the background. I just think it looks so pretty. I really like the label on this one. Big fan. I think packaging wise, they nailed it. So that's good. We're getting off on a solid positive start. Let's talk about the fragrance notes and then what I smell with my nose. So your notes in here are fresh cinnamon, brown sugar, and a drop of vanilla. Just a drop. But what do I actually smell? You know what I smell is kind of a mix of a sugar cookie, like a baked sugar cookie with a little bit of a snickerdoodle tossed in. I do think that mix of the cinnamon and the brown sugar together, well, on snickerdoodles, it's just regular white sugar, right? Still, it's sugar. Brown sugar has a different scent. It definitely smells warmer. The sweetness is slightly different, but I kind of feel like it is a snickerdoodle with the white sugar being replaced with brown sugar and cinnamon sprinkled on top. It's really good, but that's what this smells like to me. It's just a combination of just a couple different types of cookies. It's a great scent. On cold sniff, delicious. When it's warming, it gets even like cozier and more gourmand smelling. It's a beautiful bakery. It's actually a beautiful bakery that I would consider burning year round. Like if they changed the name of this to, I don't know, year-round cookie or something, I would be all over it. I would totally purchase it again. Obviously, you can just peel these holiday labels off and or stick them in a candle sleeve, and you don't have to worry about whether it's a cookies with Santa label or not. But I do just think this is a great gourmand scent to be able to use year-round. But it pairs really nicely with all of the holiday tree scents. This pairs really nicely with, I was burning this at the same time as some of my Nest candles the other day. What was I pairing it with? Nest Birchwood Pine. That was a delightful combo. Also, at one point, I had the Nest Spiced Orange and Clove, or I believe it's called Spiced Palmetto now. It's a Crate and Barrel exclusive at this point, so if you're looking for that one from Nest, you're gonna have to get it from Crate and Barrel because Laura made it a Crate and Barrel exclusive. I wish Laura would not do that, if Laura is listening. As if she would. Sorry, can you see me pop my head in? Hi, that's a mirror behind you, or, up there. Hi, I'm back here. Anyway, I love the scent. But you guys, let's talk about the performance, because this is where I always have the struggle with Bath and Body Works. It's burning okay right now, but this has those really thick tree stump wicks, and they smoke a lot. When I first lit this up, there were just puffs of like black smoke. They kind of burned off. But periodically, if I like just kind of watch the candle, I just saw one right there. There's like these little black puffs that come up. And I just don't have that experience with any of my other candles. I have not experienced this with any Kringles that I've burned recently, any Homeworks, or even the Nest that I currently have going. I just don't deal with that like sooting, puffing soot situation. So that's disappointing. It means that this will probably end up in the candle crock, which is fine. I think it's going to be delicious in the candle crock. I am just about at the halfway point now, so this is typically where most of my Bath & Body Works candles kind of futz out anyway. There is a little bit of discoloration that I found in the wax, so that like residue from the wicks or that smoke is falling back into the wax, and it's pretty discolored at this point. It's more of like a gray color. It hasn't affected the fragrance, which is a bonus. A lot of times things like that can affect the actual fragrance, but it has not done that, so I guess we have some improvement there. The strength and throw of this is pretty good for being like just a vanilla cookie type candle. I'm gonna put the strength at about like a 6.5, and the throw probably right around there as well. It certainly fills a decent chunk of the downstairs with that beautiful cookie scent. It does not fill the entire downstairs, and it doesn't really travel into the upstairs of the house, but it's still pretty darn good. I mean, if I can get a candle to fill at minimum at least one of our rooms, which are a little bit on the larger end of the spectrum, if it can fill a room very easily, then I kind of feel like for the most part a candle is doing its job. I just like getting a little bit more mileage out of them, only because I am not the type of person that still has like 8 candles going at a time. I used to be that person. I would burn so many candles all over the house. But then when we lived in our last house, I discovered the amount of soot that produced, and it caused me to have to repaint our house. We were going to remodel it anyway, and so it was probably going to need a new paint job, but I had to repaint all the ceilings in the house at the old house, and there was no way to get them clean. This is the frustrating thing about candle soot is, yes, you can certainly get cleaning supplies to be able to clean your ceiling or your walls, but if you start doing that, you will notice that, yes, you can clean the immediate area around where you think the soot is, but do that and then look up at your ceiling or look at your wall, and you will notice that that soot actually traveled a lot further than you thought it did, because now you have a nice clean spot and the rest of it all looks dingy. You really just have to repaint, or get yourself one of those like scissor lifts, and you can lay on your back and clean your entire ceiling, which I would not do. I just repaint it at that point. That's my suggestion. Sorry, this video just took a really dark turn, but I just want you guys to understand like why I'm so picky with the performance of candles. It's just a very expensive expense to have to repaint your house if your candles are creating a huge mess. Now, will there be soot no matter what? Yes. Even if you just burn one candle at a time, eventually soot does accumulate. I think having good airflow makes a big difference, so something to keep in mind. But yeah. Anyway, overall, I actually really am enjoying this candle. I wish that it wasn't quite so messy. I do have one more. I purchased these candles that you're going to see from Bath & Body Works in sets of 2. I just kind of assumed that I would like most of the fragrances that I picked up. I had ordered online, by the way. So I'm glad to have another one. I'll burn the other one for the first couple burns like I did with this one, and then probably relegate it to the Candle Crock. So, is it a thumbs up? It still is a thumbs up for me because it smells so good. It's such a delicious cookie scent. And it's a pretty good performer in terms of strength and throw overall. I'm just not super pleased with these tree stump wicks because these really are the ones that create the most mess. I have in the last several months picked up candles that I was able to burn completely to the end, but that's just not the norm anymore. So, yeah, anyway, hopefully this review was helpful. Let me know if you have picked this one up. Let me know what your experience is burning it. I'm sure most people are really going to like the scent, but I'm curious about the burn performance that you have. So let me know, especially if you have burned an entire candle all the way down. Let me know what you found. I will put a link to this at Bath & Body Works in the description box down below. I'm not sure what sales they are going to be having this weekend. I am actually filming this like a week before. I'm filming this on Monday. So you guys are seeing it the following Sunday. So yeah, I'm not sure what the sales are going to be, but I'm sure there's some kind of like Black Friday, Cyber Monday situation going on. So hopefully you get a good deal if you are in the market for some new candles. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Do stay tuned for one more candle review today if you're interested. Otherwise, if not, thanks for being here. Please subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.